We're just excited to be here today with all of you and introduce our new 2024-2025 board. And I am going to let our incoming president, Mr. John Harrell, take it away. Harrell, sorry.
Carol. Yes, an unusual last name, even though it doesn't appear that way, because most people spell it H-A instead of H-E. And then if you get people spelling it H-E, then they put two L's on the end. And somewhere along the line, my family decided one would do. So there aren't many of us that spell it the way I do. Yes, I'm looking forward to a great 2024 year. We have had a number of really great years for the last, 4 or 5 years, with things, offering more benefits and lots of new activities. And we want to keep up all the good things that we're doing and add a few more, along the way. And so you'll hear more about those as we go on today. I'm the new incoming president, and what I've asked each of the board members to do is to tell you what their new role is on the board, to say something interesting about themselves so that some of you who aren't familiar with us might remember some of us because we are doing something that's interesting to you. And if Sharon doesn't say it, I've got something interesting to say about her. She'll probably mention it anyway, so I'll let her tell you. And then what kind of things you've done in ASP. So, as I said, I'm the incoming president, effective tomorrow. What's one of the things that's unique about me is that I race Porsche race cars. And so my season kind of starts April the 12th at Road Atlanta. I race, I'll call it, it's an extravagantly expensive hobby, and I fund it with my photography. So if my photography slows down, I go to less events, and if photography is doing well, I go to more events. So that really started for me 50 years ago when I had just gotten out of college and started racing. All of this is as an amateur, so you don't win any money. And started racing British race cars in the Sports Car Club of America. But today I do it in the Porsche Club of America. From an ASP standpoint, well, from a photography standpoint, I have been on the board of the local South Carolina State Association board for a number of years. And I've kind of lost track, and I'm slowly but surely working my way off of that board, bringing new board members on. So I have time to do all the things that ASP is going to require. I've been active on the ASP board for 4 or 5 years. I'm the head of the website committee, the ambassador. I'm active on the ambassador committee, the service point committee. What have I got? I'm running the trip to Maine and Nova Scotia this October, and I'm the one that has started the vision committee to really review who we are today, who we want to be, and how do we get there. And so that's going to be probably a multi-year effort that will start this year. Why don't we move to Karen, who's in the chairman position, and get some information about Karen.
I'm the president that doesn't like to talk very much. And I'm really happy that John's gonna start running ASP. I know he'll do a great job. And about me, I basically am known to photograph flowers. I started probably like 14 years ago, and people that don't know me probably don't know that I raise butterflies. I try to save the butterflies from the OE virus that's going around. It's a really bad virus. I've seen it and what it can do. So trying to save those. What I've done for ASP, I guess started the graphic design committee, and Fujiko has been so gracious in taking it over and doing such a great job.
You are
And
still part of it.
you what?
You are still part of it.
Ah, yes, still part of it, but you're running it. And Dennis Hammond, he's the one who actually brought me on to ASP probably like 11 years ago now, Dennis. Long time. So that's about it.
John Powers?
Okay, good morning. My board position is president-elect. You asked me what makes me unique. I am the fastest balding governor on the ASP board. As far as my responsibilities, I'm involved in a number of committees, but two that stand out are probably that I'm responsible for the ASP state rep program and overall the ASP booth during imaging. As for particular past activities, I created our first ASP international trip, which was to Japan, 11 days crisscrossing Japan amongst its blooming cherry blossoms with lots of sake in between. As far as my interest for ASP in the near future, it's simple. I want to be able to enable and empower our members to be better photographers and, more importantly, a better person than they were yesterday.
That's
Okay,
nice.
thank you.
Let's see. Mel, you want to tell us who you are and what you do?
Oh, sure. Why not? So I am the executive director of ASP. I was brought in 2020, which was a fun year to be brought in to an organization. I was brought in by Karen and Leslie. My background is I am also the executive director of Professional Photographers of California and the director of West Coast School. So as you can tell, I am a overachiever with getting involved with different photography organizations. I'm also the treasurer of my local affiliate as well. So, you know, it's all about the organizations and giving back from my standpoint. Something unique about me is I am also a certified barbecue judge. So I judge barbecue events for the KCBS. So that's something that's one of my passions is the smoking and barbecuing of various meats and such. So that's a passion I've had for many, many years and that. So that's kind of, you know, where I come from in terms of fun. You know, photography is, you know, is there, but, you know, barbecue is more of a passion, and then photography is more of a just a overall general interest in life.
Are you
That
gonna
is
barbecue
unique.
for
I
us?
did not know that.
Are you gonna barbecue for us at West Coast School, Mel?
I don't know. We'll see how that works out since it'll be rather close to my my smoker.
I'll bring my Traeger.
Oh, there you go.
Chris Woolley?
Yeah, we skipped Eileen.
Now I'm going visually across my screen.
Oh, okay, random for the rest of us then. Okay, gotcha. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Woolley from Spokane, Washington. I'm your incoming secretary treasurer, so I get to officially start tomorrow because today is a leap year. So yay on that special moment too. I love geeky, techie things, big background in theater, love learning, sharing information, and networking with cool people. Also a big fan of bow ties too. Looking forward to fiscal responsibility, but also making sure that we're using ASP funds to make sure that we're increasing member benefits too. So contributing, learning, growing, and sharing as much as possible. That's me.
Thanks, Chris. Next on my visual screen is Lori McCoy.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am going to be starting tomorrow one of the governors on the board, and I am very excited to be a part of this group in a bigger capacity. sorry. A unique thing about me, I don't know that it's unique, but a lot of people don't know. I've played piano since I was 5. And so that is one of my other creative outlets besides photography is the piano. I'm actually the accompanist for our local school district, and I'm currently playing for a competitive in the combo for a competitive traveling show choir. So that keeps me pretty busy in the wintertime. In the past, I was the chair for the IOD committee for the past 3 years. I've written articles for the ASP magazine. I'm a co-historian with Randy Peterson, and I'm also a state rep. And as far as things that I hope to stay involved in or get more involved in, I will be continuing not as the chair of the IOD committee, but as the board liaison. So we're going to continue to grow that event even bigger and better with each passing year. And I'll continue to be a state rep. And we'll be working on digitizing and archiving the historical documents for the organization. So I'm excited to be here.
Thanks, Lori. Marissa, the queen of what?
What, John? I'm the queen of sads. Hi, guys. I am Marissa Belletti Lavoie from Meriden, Connecticut, and I will become a governor of the American Society of Photographers Board tomorrow. I'd like everyone to say hello, governor, when they see me from now on, and I've instructed my family to do this and all my friends. I'm a master photographer, master artist, craftsman, very proud of those. And I've been a professional photographer for 16 years, building my brand Sassy Mouth. I started the brand from scratch. It's been built pretty much solely on social media. I began in 2007 as a wedding photographer. My husband helped me as my assistant through this beginning part of my career while he went to school to get his engineering degree. And it totally paid off because now he builds the spacesuit. He is the project manager on the primary life support system on the spacesuit on orbit, the International Space Station. So he's working out well. I've served on the PPA of New England board for 2 years. I ended my term as the vice president of communications there. And that's where I learned that being on a board is like being with a family. There's closeness and there's ups and there's downs, and you got to deal with a bunch of personalities, but you're all in it for the greater good of the organization. And that's what I love about the community that forms while serving. I became a member of ASP in 2020 when I earned my craftsman degree, and I began working for ASP in December of 2019 when Leslie Kitten snatched me up and put me to work. So I've actually been working for ASP on the social media since a little before becoming a member, and it's really been a wonderful path seeing how the social media can help our message get into people's hands and their hearts and their minds. So I got my superstar pin in 2020. I became a super chair 2023. Now we're going to be a governor. Very excited about that. And I would like to continue to expand ASP's reach and message amongst our online social networks, as well as grow my committees and my Friends of ASP group, which is really a wonderful social hub that doesn't exist anywhere else on the internet right now. And ASP is wonderful for hosting it for everybody. So that's my plans. Excited to be here. I love you all.
Hey, love you back.
Social media is so important to us, and having Marissa do that has been extremely successful. So we really appreciate what Marissa's done for us.
Thank you.
Sharon LaBelle, how about you?
Yes.
Who
Well,
are you?
hi. I'm okay. I can sort of see everybody with one eye, so I'm winking at everybody now. So I am very privileged. I just feel so privileged to be on this board and excited that you wanted to keep me on another year. I think it's just because I do the gala and late night lounge, maybe that nobody else wants to do. So I'll put that plug out there right now. If anybody wants to help with the gala, late night lounge, I'm looking for, extra co-chairs, members, whatever. It is probably ASP's biggest event. It's all eyes are on everyone here at ASP during our gala and late night lounge. So I think it helps end our year and kicks off our year for the following year, which we just had another great time in Louisville, Kentucky this year. And we'll be in Texas, in Grapevine, Texas, next February 2026. So I think it's February 2nd through 4th, somewhere along there. So that stuff will be coming out soon. So something interesting about me, I live off the grid in Nevada. And as you probably heard earlier, we have a ton of snow coming. So I won't be going home for a little while. So I'll be down in Los Angeles and enjoying some sunshine and visiting with friends for another week or so. Some of my other places I serve for ASP is on the service committee. I was the chair, and now I'm the liaison, and I have Connie Sanders and John Harrell again working with me on the service awards. And if it wasn't for all these people that volunteer, that's another great place to volunteer and get involved in, because everybody does so much. They give so much of their time, and it's so happy to award people for doing things that it's a full-time job, and it's something we volunteer for. We give a lot of our time, and it's nice to everyone gets rewarded for that. So I think that's about it.
Okay, she's being a little
Modest.
not quite announcing all of her recent activities. Karen is kind of, or Sharon is kind of where in the world is Sharon today? But you were recently elected to what?
I was, I don't know if anyone is familiar with the Adventures Club of Los Angeles. It is an all men's club, or I should say it was up until a month ago. They're 102-year-old club, and they have different clubs all over the world, and especially in the United States. And they voted in that they would allow women to join the club. But the butt of that was you had to be an extreme adventurer, and you had to fill out a pretty extensive application. I had to go for an interview. There were 15 women that applied for this first round of applicants, and only 5 of us were chose. So I was one of the 5 women that became a member just a few weeks ago of the Adventures Club of Los Angeles, and we broke history. So it was, history in the making. I felt like Karen Blixen, and like I gave in my little intro speech, setting the path for other women that are adventurers. And I am gone more than I am home, but that's also part of my job and part of what I do. And so I'm very excited about being a member of this group, and they've already put me to work. So, and if you get the LA Times, we were just all interviewed by the LA Times, and there'll be an article coming out in the newspaper in a couple of weeks about us 5 women forging, for breaking history. So it was cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fujiko, can you tell us about yourself?
Well, I will think about it. Yes. My name is Fujiko Yamamoto. I am a governor and chair of the graphic design team. A fun fact about me that I didn't even remember is that I used to play for a musical group when I was a teenager, and it was really fun. So, but then I became serious about the life, and I have my degree on marketing from a university in Mexico, and I worked in marketing research for a long time. Before photography, I used to do video and web design, but at that time, my clients brought the most terrible images to work with, and I wanted my designs to shine. So I said, no, I am going to do the photography too. And that's how I entered to PPA, Dallas PPA, and everything. I fell in love, and I quit everything else, and I became a full-time photographer. So right after I finished my master's in 2021, Sabrina called me, and I started volunteering for ASP along with Karen, which I loved her so much. So we worked together, and they opened their hearts and doors and projects and everything. So I was very excited to work with this team. One of the projects I'm really proud of is the new logo, because the new logo to me has a meaning. So if you see, every letter is communicating. So to me, that's ASP. They communicate with each other. And the shape around it, the gold shape, is the community. So every time I see the logo, I think we work together for you. And that's the way I design. Every time we do something is to tell the members something, and something that is relevant and important. So that's why I love to be here. So I've been a part of the board for a year now, and I love it even more because now I am aware of how everything is being born, every idea, how it is cooked, and how it develops. And that's fascinating and inspiring. I'm just like happy to be here. And then designing for the members to communicate all those efforts that are cooking behind the scenes. Challenge. It's a challenge that makes me work a different part of my brain and my abilities to communicate through visuals to all of you. The design team is not only me. We have different talents, different people working together. We have Karen Nakamura, Karen McCall, Karen Fox. We have all the Karens here. If there's any other Karen, please call me. And we have Terry Whitaker and James Harris too. And as we have a team of proofreaders, because we want to be sure that every word is perfectly spelled. And they are Sharon Nobel, Chris Pollis, and Shona Hinkel. And I would like to thank them, and I would like to thank all the members that want to be part of ASP, because this, if you volunteer, is a very, 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 very nice group to work for. So I am proud, I'm happy, and I'm thankful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fujiko. Ann Looney, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? You're muted.
Sorry, I'm Ann Looney, and I'm going to start my term tomorrow as a governor. And I appreciate the opportunity because I've already been working with so many of the wonderful people who volunteer their time and talent and treasure to ASP through the museum project. And that's been a wonderful experience that we had to work hard through COVID and are trying to place, now as everything is coming back into focus. And we've had some new committee members join us, Eileen and Karen Nakamura is our board liaison, which is exciting. And then we have Ella Carlson, who's an important member as well. And Tom Rouse, and then
Leslie Kitten. So, and I might have forgotten someone, I'm sorry if I did, but we'd love to have anyone else join us because it's a big effort. So I'm excited to be further a part of ASP. I'm currently also the chairman of Maryland PPA. I've been maybe, I don't know if Aaron, you would agree with me, but I think I'm the longest serving board member at Maryland PPA. I've been doing this for 13 years. And then I'm also on the PPSGW board. So I love to serve. I love actually to collaborate with other people in our industry to serve memberships. So I'm excited to encourage the membership that we have here at ASP to participate more or to continue to participate. And I love supporting all the other chairs to who are working with membership to get people onto their committees. If anybody's looking for anyone they want help with that, I'm always happy to help. Something people may or may not know about me, as part of my career, I spent 9 years working at the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C. And I got to travel the world researching and documenting antique frames on master paintings so that we could reframe our own collection with the wisdom of that. And so I also created the first digital imaging database of antique frames back in the early 90s, working with other departments and other people from around the country. And that was really exciting. So what I bring to my photography comes partly presentation of other people's images from a design aspect, since I also worked on the production of all the permanent collection galleries in the West Building. And I just love behind the scenes things. And I guess that's partly what brings me to serve ASP as well. I've been a photographer for 30 years, and I just this morning was working in my new studio space. Yesterday we painted it. I feel like there's always something that can be done in our industry, and I just look forward to working with everyone. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Anne. Renee.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. My name is Renee Gage, and I am beyond excited to be nominated to be one of the new governors starting tomorrow. I have a deep passion and pride and excitement for ASP. I've never seen another organization like this that brings such professionalism and friendship together, woven together so beautifully, where people are constantly willing to ignite an energy, to work with you, to bring an idea you have to fruition, to help teach you something, and just to simply grow a friendship, which above all is why we all look together ultimately. So when you're able to be part of a group that all those things so genuinely come through without hesitation, it makes my nomination to be on the board even more special. So I think some fun facts about me. My husband and I live in Alexandria, Virginia. My husband in the fall just recently retired from the Navy after 26 years of an amazing adventure for our family. We have 5 happy boys that range in age from freshmen in college to preschool. So my days are full of laughter and snuggles and park time and coloring and photographs and working at my new studio that we just opened in September. I have a passion for photographing genuine humans, and I'm always drawn to kids. I just love the way children see the world, and I think a part of me is truly 7 years old. Bubblegum is my favorite ice cream, so I really love working with kids, whether they're smiling or crying or whatever they're doing or feeling. I feel really at home and in my element when I'm surrounded by a lot of little kids, and they remind me to dream big and to keep my perspective open. And that's something that I love bringing to this ASP board for the next year and beyond, is that I truly believe that everybody has an idea and a way to help our organization grow. And I really mean that word "our," because everybody here on this Zoom today, or everybody who has said yes to being a part of ASP, has something to contribute and give to our organization. And it's a good thing all of our ideas aren't the same, because that would be really boring. And so it's really fun to see how we can weave all of our ideas and backgrounds and perspectives together to continue to grow our organization and to continue to grow it into this amazing organization that it is. Let's see, I have had the true pleasure of also being a super chair with the one and only Miss Sass, and am always grateful to be on these calls with everybody. I had the pleasure of being asked multiple times by the one and only Miss Leslie Kitten to be a part of the board, but wasn't ready until my kids were a little bit older and we stopped moving, and was welcomed with open arms by Ella and the board, and never felt more at home, and felt that my time with my family and my time with my profession were both valued and important, and that both of them helped the other one grow. So thank you to Leslie for encouraging me to do this. And thank you, Ella, for your ever big arm, shiny welcome to always give as much as each of us can. So the ambassadors are really dear to my heart, and we created them because we needed more. We needed a way to connect with our first-time degree recipients and connect them with.
Jimmy!
So what? The brown one, gold left.
So anyways, it's super great. So we've created a team of ambassadors, and we are currently in the process of looking for a few more people to join our team. We've had an amazing application pool, and I'm going to take this opportunity. I'm going to post in the chat the application. So our ambassador team, for those of you who aren't familiar, is to welcome all our first-time degree recipients. And there's been a lot of change in the way that our first-time degree recipients are given to us, their names, or we have to seek them out. So every month we search out all the names of the first-time degree recipients, and the ambassadors are eager and excited and happy to welcome them to our organization. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't always realize what ASP is, and then you meet the people who have been wanting to be a part of ASP since they started working on their degree. So we want to follow up with them. Our goal is to have one ambassador matched up with each group every month of incoming new-time first-time degree recipients. They will contact them, reach out, tell them all the great things you guys already know that ASP is doing between our Zooms and our mentor programs and our trips and our competitions, and try to form a relationship with them. We had great success at imaging with welcoming them with our golden boas. I don't know if anybody saw those. I hope you did, or at least the feathers sprinkled in the elevators as you walked around, or Marissa's posts on social media. But ultimately, we are here to welcome people, to engage people into what ASP is doing, and connect new members to other members of ASP so that we can continue to grow and build, because I truly believe that once you get your degree, it's just the beginning of what's to come. And so our ambassador team is here and able to do that. And I look forward to the other ways that I can serve as part of our board with ASP. So thank you all. I love ASP, and I'm really grateful to be here with all of you.
If there's anyone here that doesn't know, the idea of boas appearing at imaging is the brainchild of Renee. So when you see people walking around with boas, that came from Renee.
It's only because you made him look so good, John, the first year we had them, when we put one right on your neck. No one rocks a boa like John Harrell, so.
Eileen, I think you're the one that I've missed, at least on this screen. So why don't you tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm Eileen Harding. I'm from the Houston, Texas area, and I am moving up into the position of vice president. Leslie Kitten called me what I felt like was out of the blue one day, and I was honored and thrilled to be asked to serve on the board of ASP. I became a member in 2015, and I watched as ASP worked so hard to continue to build member value and fellowship, and those are things that are very close to my heart. So I'm so proud of this organization, and I'm still quite humbled to be among these board members here today. So my background is I've been married 43 years. I had a photography business for 12 years that I sort of fell into backwards because I had a call that people should all have a beautiful portrait of themselves for their families, and decided I needed to learn how to do that. And the only way people will value their portraiture is if they pay for it. So it's kind of a weird way that I did that. It wasn't really a goal to have a business, but it was a lot of fun. I love sales, and I love creating that sense of value that people will cherish things more when they pay more for them. I know that sounds a little strange, but that's where I am on that. I did keep that business for 12 years until my husband retired. And then I went ahead and shut that down, and I sent my clients to our other Houston people who had had the flooding. I know you guys remember we had Hurricane Harvey in 2017, where we had half the people I know had 5 feet of water in their homes. So that was the end of a big chapter in my life. But during that chapter, I became involved in the Professional Photographers Guild of Houston. It was a time where we were essentially bankrupt, and was part of that effort as we rebuilt the guild. And it was so much fun and so exciting. We started with workshop series, and we now have 24 workshops, little mini workshops per year, and 6 all-day programs. That built up our funding, and it also built up our member value. And if you want service merits, you can get them if you come to Houston. You know, it's a great opportunity for all of our members. And they continue to go strong. I went through the board positions there. I'm also on the board of our Art League of Baytown, and I'm a co-chair for a major upcycle art challenge show that Chevron Phillips sponsors. This will be our 4th year coming up of hosting that show, and that's been a lot of fun as we put all of that together, because we sort of started from scratch. We didn't really even understand what upcycle art was when we first began. So those have been fun things to be a part of. And I guess the other thing that we do that's just an aside is we have fostered large dogs for about 14 years. We're taking a short break, and now we're fostering end-of-life dogs for short time periods for them, so that they have a home with love and comfort for their final days. But we like the big power dogs, and working with them, and that has been very rewarding. My husband is called the dog whisperer of Baytown. So thinking of anything else? Well, I have worked very much with the Zoom programming and constant contact. I've also been a mentor, and I have helped just in various spots where I've been needed. I'm joining the museum committee. I'm really excited about us finding a spot in Grapevine for the exhibition. We're hoping that that's going to happen, and I know that they're working really hard on that and doing a lot of research right now. So my big priority for any organization is member value, and you get that through fellowship and education. And ASP hits that on every point, and it's exciting to be a part of that and to continue to grow that. The ideas and the energy that come to the table, they just always amaze me and keep me charged up. And it's such an incredible village that works here together to make all of this happen. So again, from the day Leslie called me to in everyday since, it's just such an honor to be here and serve with all of you.
Thanks, Eileen. I don't think I've missed anybody that's here. Is there any new board member that is not here? The one that I know of is Stephanie Milner, and I can talk a little bit about Stephanie. But is there anybody else?
You got Bruce.
Bruce. Yes. Bruce sits quietly. Bruce, why don't you tell us about yourself and what you're doing with ASP?
Okay. Well, from a historical background, I've kind of lived a Monty Python life. And now for something completely different. I started out, I'm a retired Air Force officer and system engineer, worked on multiple aerospace programs. And while in the Air Force, I had my 15 minutes of fame. I headed the Tribe Service Working Group on Software Safety, which involved not only the 3 major services, but also all the major Air Force or aerospace contractors. And we created and published the world's first handbook on software safety. So that was quite something for me that I was very, very proud of. When I retired from the Air Force, I became an IT director at one of the major Southern California hospitals. And then after I retired from there and went on to another hospital where I was the deputy chief information officer. From a photographic standpoint, I've been doing photography since I was in high school. In college, I expanded and started doing it as a business, doing groups and portraits and other different things for the university. And I even taught the lab portion of the physics of photography. And well, it's interesting, well, both in the Air Force and in the hospitals, photography also played an important part there. I was able to do things outside of my normal job description that involved with photography and that. One thing I learned there is I did not want to become the primary professional photographer of a hospital. When I had to photograph a pineal gland that had been removed from somebody, I said, no, thank you anymore. I got really going back into photography since when I joined the Redlands Camera Club back in what was it, been probably about 25 years ago. Redlands Camera Club began in 1895. It's one of the oldest. We think it is the oldest camera club, continually operating camera club west of the Mississippi. From there, I went on to Inland Empire Professional Photographers, became a president there also. And I'm also a member of PPC and, of course, PPA. I've been on the Board of Governors and as parliamentarian since about 2020. And my board position now is, again, as the board's parliamentarian. I'm also a super chair. My primary responsibilities there are dealing with keeping the governing documents up to date and also bugging people to get their standing operating procedures sent into us so we can help document how we do the business and we can improve in the future. My primary goal for this coming year is to continue to support the board and the president. And as Renee indicated, ASP is an absolutely fantastic organization, and the board is probably one of the best organizations that I've ever joined and been a part of. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, Bruce. The other member that isn't here is Stephanie Milner, and Stephanie is the committee chairman for both the magazine, and we're expanding by 8 pages with the first edition in 2024. And she's also the new head of the website committee. I'm going to be the liaison. She builds websites for clients. In addition to her photography work, she's also a website builder. And so she's the perfect one to help kind of move our website in an even better direction. So she does a lot of things and, will be very helpful in that area. Her husband's in the military and she's been stationed, I don't know whether around the world is the correct description, but certainly all over what I will call Eastern and Western Europe. She's been in a lot of places, and she's now currently stationed in the Washington, D.C. area. So we certainly want to welcome her in her expanded role. Does anybody have any questions? Karen.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank Ella for doing such a great job running the board. She has been a real asset. So I'm so sad you're leaving.
Oh,
Come back.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I just this is my 6th board that I've served on, and it is by far the best, most amazingly competent, caring, and
devoted individuals are on this board and on our committees. It's been phenomenal, a great experience. You're gonna make me cry if I talk anymore because I'm gonna miss being on the board.
Well, we certainly continue to welcome your participation on committees.
You can apply to be an ambassador, Ella.
You're great at
Yes,
decorating. I can always use you.
He's
I
good
actually
also at
started
doing
crying on the phone
graphics.
with her the other day. She didn't think she was going to be able to make our Zoom. And she says, "Do I have to be there?" And I said, "Well, I don't want to say the words, you know?"
Yeah, I had a lunch date with my son who a lot of you know he has Parkinson's, so I've been spending more time with him because he's not working, he's on disability at this point, and I didn't want to miss that, but we got done early, so I was able to make it, which is really nice. I'm glad to have this chance to say goodbye as my last day on the board. And I have to say, it's my sister's 23rd birthday today, and she's 92.
Wow.
But that's a mind bender.
Oh my goodness.
love
We're
you,
going to miss
Ella.
you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for everything, Ella.
Thank you guys. I could not have done anything without such an absolutely phenomenal group. So it was just all you. I just enjoyed the ride. So
Well, I think we work by the example that the leaders are setting, because we, at least I see you, I saw Sabrina, I saw Leslie, the way you all guys, Karen, how you work, and that's inspiring. And I respect that, and I'm thankful for that.
thank you. Thank you. And thank you for the great job you've done as the graphic design committee chair. You've raised the level of our graphic design by multiple levels. So it's really been so wonderful to have you.
Thank you, Ella.
I
then-
can't imagine, even our upcycle group, we have a professional graphic designer available to us from Chevron, but that is nothing compared to what Fujiko and her team do for us. I've never seen an organization that has access to such amazing design that's continually being put out. I mean, they never get a break.
Yeah,
and never
absolutely.
complain, and it makes us look so good.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm a trained graphic designer and she's tremendous. I bow to her because she's
Oh my
phenomenal. So
thank you.
and Karen, thank you for the job you've done this year too. I
Yeah.
feel really bad about leaving the group because I'm gonna miss you so much, but I'll still be working on committees. But I feel really good that it's got such great people to carry on. I'm very confident that it will be even better as we go on.
Yes.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's somewhat unique about ASP is board members who end up off the board still remain active in committees and, in other ways. And, it's not like we've got an organization that just burns people up and kind of throws them away. I mean, we've got a very healthy community and boards. Yes, John?
Saying Dennis Hammond, you want an example of someone who?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
just can't get rid of Dennis. He just keeps hanging around.
Yeah,
Yes.
Dennis Hammond and Dennis Kraft have been such a help, such a huge help to us with their history, their continuity, their knowledge. Amazing to have them still helping us, and I hope it continues. So.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yep. Any other comments?
It just is a big love fest. It's a great place to be, and it's a venerable organization. And I think the reason it's such a great place to be is the people who all came before us and the path they set.
Yeah.
James Harris raised his hand. He's muted though. Unmute yourself, James.
James, you're muted.
James.
James, I think he froze.
Apparently. Oh, no,
Can you
here it is.
unmute yourself, James? We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Man, now I gotta rehearse it.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just apologize for being late because I had physical therapy for my back this morning. So
Well, I hope it feels better soon.
yeah, it'll probably never feel better, but at least it won't get any worse.
If John, if I could interject based on what you were just saying there about, and to quote Eileen, the love fest going on type thing, for those that are not on the board in any which way, whatever, and you're hearing things that resonate with you, we cannot read your mind, but we are always looking for people to join us. Do not be afraid or intimidated to come to any board member and say, you know what? I'm not going to be vain and say I'm a great person and I can do great things on this board, but I'd like to be part of this team. Come and tell us that. We want to hear from you. And there's a place somewhere that we can use you. So if you are interested in being part of this, contact any one of these board members and we will make things happen for you. Thank you.
Yeah, in addition to that, I mean, either you may want to be more active and we can find a committee for you. You may know somebody who you think ought to be more active. Tell us who that is. We'll contact them. And if you just got ideas, talk to one of the board members. We communicate thoroughly and we are very open to new ideas. So, tell us what you're thinking.
And I think we should thank the committee chairs, because it's not just the board. There's over 40 committees, and everybody. It's just amazing how we assign people committee chair positions, and they do such a fantastic job. So thank you.
Yeah, if you want to be on a committee or want to be a committee chair, let somebody know. We're always looking for new blood. It's, you just can't stay a vibrant organization if, the board and committee chairs are always the same people. We require that every 3 years, if you're a committee chair, you've got to step down, do something else, then you can stay on the committee, and the next year you can come back and be committee chair. But it's a way of trying to make sure that, it remains a vibrant community. So.
John, Chris had her hand up.
Chris?
Oh, I was just going to echo what John Powers was saying. I'm pretty shy about stepping up, and I've participated in 3 or 4 things over the last 2 years. And it's been great. And the interesting part is no one's forcing you to move on, to take more responsibility. You can do what you can do with the time and talents that you have. So it's not like, oh, if I join that committee someday, I'm going to have to, be the chair of it. I've found that you can contribute based on who you are, the time you have, and, what your interests are. So, other people who are kind of shy like me, then, I think you should jump in because you can find a place.
Yeah. And we have enough talent and enough people volunteering that you're never going to be by yourself, and have to carry the load by yourself. We always want to surround, or create committees that have enough help to do whatever they want to do.
And
Michael?
Yeah, so we can just contact the committee chairs if we're in the committee. Is that how this works?
Yeah, I mean, you could, if you know the committee chair, you can talk to them, or you can contact any of the board people.
Okay.
So you can. We don't have a military style where you have to go in order. You can contact anybody. kind of depends on the question you have or what you want to suggest.
It would be.
I'll give a consideration. Thanks.
Okay.
Joanna accidentally muted you. Can you unmute yourself and say what you were trying to say?
It would be helpful if all of the committees are posted in the ASP magazine and on the website so that people could see what committees there are, and then they could decide if they're interested in joining one of them.
We'll have the committees on the website. I say we, I am reconfiguring a couple of committees, and they will be updated on the website early next week.
But they're all listed, Joanne.
Yeah. Like, an example right now is there is a gala committee and a late night lounge committee. The work that they do, you can't pull apart into two separate committees. It's really one. So I've combined those committees into one committee. But if that's the kind, that's kind of an example that's out there.
Right.
But yes, we will, they're on the website right now, but the old ones, but the new ones will be out there early next week.
They'll be found, you can find them in the standing rules.
You can also, let me go there. You can also log in here.
And John, tomorrow, everybody, March 1st starts when you can apply for your service awards. And all the committees are listed there also when you go in to apply. So you log in to ASP.com and go to service points, and you can see all the committees and the co-chairs and everything that's involved there. And that opens tomorrow.
Yeah, the other place you can go is on the website to the membership tab on there, and it scrolls down to committees, and all the committees are listed alphabetically.
And Chris is right. There's a place for everybody. We have such a broad range of activities that we're involved with, everything from the ambassadors, where you have to be outgoing and joyful and welcoming, and places where you can be really shy and withdrawn, but you're doing some work behind the scenes, to like Michael and I with a tag along this fall. Michael did most of the work on that, and we're planning more. There's such a broad range of activities. You'll find something that brings joy to your heart to do it and connects you with this wonderful community that we have.
Couldn't be said any better.
Hey, and on that note, if anybody has a pair of cowboy boots that they're willing to give up for decorations for our gala, please let me know. Or if you want them back, we can tag them, but I need 32 pair of cowboy boots.
Hey,
Wow.
I've got one
every
for you, Sharon.
table.
I would ask Dennis Hammond.
Pack some boots in your suitcase that I could use.
Can't ask Dennis because they have to fit on a table.
Oh.
He does have big shoes to fill.
Yes, and we can tag them, and you can, like Renee's texting me right now. Renee, yep, put your name on the bottom of the cowboy boots and they will come back to you. Put them on both left and right foot. So just let me know.
That way they'll
I'm
match
starting
when
to
they
use-
come back.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get Dennis's boots back. I don't know if my red boots, how good I bet he could probably rock some, don't you think, Dennis? You could rock some red boots.
I got some boots too. So, anybody down there in Texas has to have boots, and up in Montana and Wyoming and Idaho,
Yeah.
even in Nevada, we have boots.
I have blue, so you
I
can
don't care
have them.
what color they are. That would
Okay.
be awesome.
Does anybody know where cowboy boots have been?
Just say.
Yeah. They, Ted, yes, Ted, they need to be a little clean, you know, no cow manure or poop on them, please.
So not a real working pair.
Yeah. And you want to put those on the tables. Okay.
I do. But they need to be somewhat clean, okay? Or else I'm going to be shining cowboy boots before.
Sharon, Terry Butler left you a great message in the chat box.
What did she say? I didn't see it.
Terry, you want to unmute?
Sherry, you have boots? I'm making notes.
Yeah, I have many pair. We've probably got a dozen or more. My husband's got on the shelf. He hasn't worn his boots. He's got pre-Parkinson's and he doesn't wear his boots anymore. So I got many pairs of cowboy boots. I can provide you several pairs, probably a dozen.
Oh, that's great, Terry. Thank you. Are you coming to
the one in Dallas?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm right down in San Antonio. So yeah, I should be going to the Dallas one.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
you don't have to stick them on an airplane. You can just put them in a bag and bring them.
I'll be driving up.
Okay. You're on my to-call list. Renee has 2 pair. Dennis, you might get out of this, Dennis.
With Leslie and Gabriel too. I know Gabriel.
Yeah. Right there. Look, I have 32 pair of boots. Just this one conversation. See how wonderful everybody is? I love it.
I'm forwarding you Terry's contact info right now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. Fujiko, Renee, I got everybody down here for cowboy boots. And I have 6 pairs. So I got 6 pair coming with me. So I think right there, we may have just done it.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's super, Sharon.
Anything else, Eileen?
Well, we can run through our announcements again. I can't believe I missed announcing that the service points were opening up tomorrow.
Yes.
Don't put it off like yours truly did one year and be a pain in the Watusi. Go ahead and get that done in a timely fashion. And please do it because we do want to recognize our members for all that they do for this organization. There's still time to sign up for Alice Zimmett's How to Sell Your Fine Art class on March 13th. So be sure to do that. Put your name on the wait list for the second class if you want to participate. We need those names or we can't justify scheduling it. So if you want it, let us know. Next week at 12 p.m. Central, it's going to be Joe Glida with his amazing portfolio of airplanes for his fellowship project and the story of his journey. And I know you don't want to miss out on that. Michael had mentioned that we didn't say anything about our Georgia trip that's coming up. That, of course, that's been full for quite some time, but we are doing a tag along. Spearheaded by our very own Tony Harriman to Georgia. It starts on Monday. I've got my flight early in the morning and I am looking forward to it. We have lots of other exciting things in the works for tag-alongs. Ella, did you want to share a little about the tag-along coming up is it this fall?
No, it's a year from this fall.
Oh, okay.
But it will be in New York around the Finger Lakes where there's wine, there's gorgeous places to hike. There are 2 beautiful lakes that we're going to be riding around. There are a couple of Audubon societies that we're going to stop in. So whether your interest is Mackenzie Childs, which is a crazy furniture place, but they've got a beautiful little place there on the side of Cayuga Lake. There's a couple of beautiful colleges in Ithaca, New York. So we're going to be going around the lakes. I'm going to go out and scout it this summer. Michael's going to go out and scout separately. So we're going to find different places. You can join us for a day, an hour, or a week. It's totally up to you. And it should be a lot of fun. So, and there's a lot of places to have wine.
Oh.
So a lot of fun.
And John Harrell, you want to talk a little bit about Nova Scotia?
Yeah, we're on October 1st, we are going to be in Bar Harbor, Maine to start the trip. We're going to spend 3 days in the Bar Harbor area. That's really Acadia National Park and the seashore there. And then we're going to take the ferry over to Nova Scotia. There, I think it's Yarmouth. I've forgotten.
Yarmouth and Halifax.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to be Halifax is going to be one of the central places where we stay, but it's about 10 days long. We're going to go to a number of places in Nova Scotia, and then the primary trip ends. There is an optional addition to Prince Edward Island, and we will, at least some of us will go to Prince Edward Island, come back to Halifax, and then fly back, from wherever you live, or prefer to go after Nova Scotia. So the primary trip is from October 1st to about October the 10th, and then we've got an add-on that will have you ending in Halifax on October the 14th. There's information and registration available right now on the website, and we're going to be updating a couple of things there as well to provide more info. But there's a lot of info there right now.
Excellent. And be sure to sign up to be a mentor, as well as if you want to be a mentee. And Images of Distinction, as Lori said, there are only about 100 slots left. So sign up, don't wait. You might miss out. That is an incredible value where you get that critique afterwards, and you can get your images honed and ready for round 2 of Images of Distinction. So lots of exciting things coming up this next year right away and as the year progresses. So as always, keep checking at the website, asp.com, because that front page changes all the time, showing you what opportunities you have to get involved and take advantage of everything that's happening. I want to thank everyone again for coming. It's been so much fun, a little emotional, and that's as it should be. So I love you all, and I hope that I get to see you next week as well. Y'all take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.